students, welcome back once again to the maths class. In this class I am going to discuss with you the trigonometric ratios up to transformations chapter. In that chapter we will be discussing the sum and the product transformations, right? Before going into the solutions of those problems regarding the sum and the product transformations, I would like to explain you the formula involved in it, right? The formula, how to easily remember the formula of the sum and the product transformations, right? Let's get started here. See the formulas, all the formula I have noted down. Here, if you clearly observe, there are sum and the product. To one side there is product and they will be transformed to sum. Then to one side there is sum, it was been transformed to product likewise. So how to easily remember them? So let's get started with the first one. First one, if you see 2 sin A cos B here, 2 sin A cos B is equal to sin A plus B plus sin A minus B. How do we remember this? Now just remember that sine function, our sine function is a friendly function, okay? Just a friendly function, right? Whereas cos function is somewhat stubborn, okay? It is stubborn function and it does not mingle. That means it is not so much friendly. That concept you remember, okay? So if sine is friendly, that means it will be including cos with it. It does not only take sine but also it includes cos. Likewise you remember, see, if you see the first one here, 2 sin A cos B is sin A plus B, sin A minus B. Now we know this. These are the compound ratios, compound formulas. Sin A plus B, sin A minus B. We know sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. If you expand these two, we will be cancelling minus and minus and you get 2 sin A cos B. If you don't remember, if you are getting confused, so just check it in the rough part. Sin A plus B, sin A minus B. Here, when I am telling sine is a friendly function, so sine is including cos with it, okay? So it is taking cos. So sin A cos B. This sin A cos B is the first part of sin A plus B. Now the second part is cos A sin B, isn't it? The second part. So remember that in sin A plus B, the first part, right? That is 2 sin A cos B. Now if you are taking it to the second one, how do we remember this? Here is a minus function. Now if you expand them, minus of minus it becomes plus. If you expand, they will be getting cancelled and you get 2 cos A sin B here. Here, how to remember this? The second part of the function. Now we know sin A plus B, sin A cos B plus cos A sin B, isn't it? The second part is the answer for this. Okay, so if you don't remember like that, just also remember that sine is somewhat friendly function. It will not only take sine but it will include cos with itself, right? The second part. Now the third is cos and cos here. Cos A plus B, cos A minus B, and cos A plus B, cos A minus B here also. So if you are taking cos, so cos, we were telling, it is a stubborn function. It's the one, it does not include any other thing. It is very selfish. Likewise you remember for cos. So if you are taking cos, it only includes cos. It's not taking any sign. So cos A cos B. Now if for the minus here, it is taking the sin A sin B. Here also in these two we can find a similarity that cos A plus B is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, isn't it? So the first part, cos A cos B, is the first one. The second part is minus sin A sin B. Here do remember that there is a negative sign. When there is a negative sign, when both the cos are negative, okay, cos functions are negative. Likewise some identity, some relation you should remember, right? Here sin A sin B, sin is somewhat friendly, so it includes cos, so sin A cos B, the first part. The second part is this cos A cos B. Here cos means it's not friendly, it will take only cos with itself, so cos A cos B. But in the negative one, the second part, so if it wants to include sine, it will only take sine but it will not mingle with cos and sine. That means it's not friendly, we were telling, isn't it? So it's taking sin A sin B. So this you have to remember, and do not forget to remember this minus. So here in some textbooks here they are transforming this to this side and this to this side. but that will be bit confused for you if you are transforming here. In the textbook it will be cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. Here they are removing the minus sign, but if you are remembering that way it will not be easy. Here if you are remembering this, see here A plus B, A plus B, A plus B, A plus B, minus 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 minus, same thing, sine 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 sine, cos and cos. This is very easy to remember. Okay, do not change the pattern. If you are changing the pattern, that will be very difficult. If you are remembering likewise, only that when cos is there, minus, so keep a minus sign. Take the second part of the cos A plus B. First part is this, second part is this. So remember like this only, right? And for sine, it will take sine and cos, but cos, it will take only cos. For negative cos, it is taking sine. Okay, that itself. Likewise, if you remember this, it will be easy. Now coming to, these are the product to sum. Here there is a sum, here there is product to sum. So vice versa, if you are taking sum to product, if we will be using such formulae in our solutions, in other problems we will be using. Where the product is involved, we have to go for the product to sum formula. Where the sums are involved, we have to apply this sum formula to get it into the product. This is a transformation, right? Now if you are saying, see here, these are very popular C and D formulas we call, okay? A general form, C and D formulae, okay? In the C and D formulae, see here, the pattern is like this. Here C, D, everything C and D. Plus, minus, right? Here also pattern is not changed. C plus D by 2, C minus D by 2, C plus D by 2, C minus C plus D, everything same. But what we have to remember is that, first if we are taking sine C plus sine D, we were thinking sine E is a friendly function, okay? It always includes cos with it. It always takes cos with it. So 2 sine C plus D by 2, cos C plus D by 2. So blindly remember that these are all sine C plus D by 2, C minus D by 2 here. Here also C plus D, C minus D, C plus D, C minus D. Okay. So sine C plus sine D means 2 sine C plus D by 2, cos C minus D by 2. Whereas for the minus, since it is a friendly function, it will take cos and sine, isn't it? But for the minus, we are taking first cos, then sine. Here also we did the same way. For minus, first cos, then sine, isn't it? So that is the second thing. The third one is cos C plus cos E. It is a stubborn function, so it will not take any sign with it. So it goes with only cos. 2 cos C plus D by 2, so cos C minus D by 2. Then if you are taking minus in the cos, so when we are taking subtraction, we are not involving sign, means it doesn't mingle with sign, isn't it? So if you are taking sign, all will be sign, no cos will be involved. That means here minus will be there. So these two are very, very important. Do not change the pattern as given in the textbook. Given in the textbook, these are D plus C, D minus C. So that to remember it is very hard. If it is in the same manner, we can remember. But when cos is minus here, we are taking minus. Okay, sine, it will not mingle with cos. Okay, it's not mingling with cos, and sine are not mingled because it is not friendly. That you remember. Okay, all these formula are very, very important to solve the problems. Now we will quickly see few problems based on this transformation. First problem in the textbook, that is exercise 6E, I think. Yes, 6E, the first problem. Prove that sine 50 minus sine 70 plus sine 10 degrees is equal to 0. Here if you see, they are involving plus and minus. Okay, so we have to apply the transformations formula. We have transformations formula for, if I are taking these two, so let us apply C and D formula. Okay, so let me write the formula here. Sine C minus sine D. C and D formula. If sine C minus sine D, so what we have here? 2, when sine is there, when what I told, sine is a friendly one, it takes cos and sine. But what to write first is the second part. For plus, you are taking the first part. For minus, we have to take the second part. Second part is 2 cos. Okay, C plus D by 2 sine. That's all. Cos and sine you can remember. C plus D, C minus D is as it is. The pattern is same only. Okay, so this is the formula which we are going to use for the first two, right? if you are taking the LHS. Now sine, so suppose this as C and this as D, so I'll directly write, so 2 cos 50 plus 70 by 2, that is 120, 50 plus 70 by 2 is 120 by 2, that is 60 degrees, and sine C minus D, so 50 minus 70, that is minus 20 by 2 is minus 10 degrees, but again we do have sine of 10 degrees here. Now here cos of 60 degrees is 1 by 2, right? Here sine of minus 10, so minus comes outside, this becomes minus sine 10 degrees, so plus sine 10 degrees here again. So 2 we can cancel off because this is multiplication, so minus 10 degrees and plus sine 10 degrees. So we can cancel off these two. This becomes 0. This is the RHS part. Right. So pause the video and note it down. Second problem. Sine 70 minus cos 40 by cos 50 minus sine 20 equal to 1 by root 3. See, in this clearly we can see that there is a sine and a cos function. Here also cos and a sine function. Do we have such formulas? That means plus and minus formulas are, that is the C and D formulas. In C and D formulas we do not have sine and cos functions, right? Sine C plus sine D, sine C minus sine D, cos C plus cos D, cos C minus cos D, right? So we should not use any sum and product transformations here, but we can apply another one. Here you can see here 70 degrees. The known values are 30 and 40, right, isn't it? Or also we can write 60 plus 10, right, 30 plus 10 likewise. So the known values we can bring them into that. So here if this is the numerator part, first let me in the LHS, okay, in the LHS if you are seeing just the numerator part we will solve first. Then the denominator part, then we will make it, because this, if you are taking the numerator part, sine 70 minus cos 40 degrees, right? So this I can write it as sine of, we can write this in the form of plus of something, 30 plus 40 you can write, or else we also can write 60 degrees plus 10 degrees, okay? And also cos we can write it as 30 plus 10. Anyways, where the values which you know, 30, 60, we know the values, so that in that form we are writing. So I have transformed this into compound angles formula, compound angles. So sin A plus B, this becomes sin A cos B plus cos A sin B, cos A sin B. So this also I'll expand with the minus here, this is minus here, so this becomes cos 30 cos 10, cos 30 cos 10. In the cos function we have minus, but there is again minus of minus, plus sin 30 sin 10 degrees. So the known functions, known values, we will write the values here. Sin 60 is root 3 by 2, so root 3 by 2 cos 10, this one. Cos 60 is 1 by 2, so sin 10 degrees by 2, 1 by 2, so minus here. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2, cos 10 degrees. Similar way, sin 30 is 1 by 2, so sin 10 degrees by 2. So with this part minus and this part plus, we can cancel off. So we have 2 sin 10 degrees by 2. This becomes just sin 10 degrees. Okay, 2 sin 10 by 2, 2 cancel, so sin 10 degrees is only the numerator part. Okay, so I will also dissolve this taking the denominator part. So cos 50 degrees minus sin 20 degrees. So we don't know these values, so we will bring it into our known values. Known values here is, I can take this as cos 30 degrees plus 20 degrees. So we can keep this as it is, sin 20 degrees as it is, right? And this, if you expand it, cos 30 cos 20 minus, for cos you have to take minus, so sin 30 sin 20. These are the compound angles formula. I have expanded cos A plus B. Then minus sine 20 is as it is, I'll keep it here. Now if you are taking cos 30 value, the known values these are. So let us write this cos 30 value. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Cos 20 degrees here. Minus sine 30 is 1 by 2. So sine 20 by 2 minus sine 20 degrees. So if you are taking LCM here, if you are taking LCM 2, so this becomes root 3 cos 20 degrees. So 1 and 2, so minus 3 sine 20 degrees. Just taking the LCM here. Now from this, if you see, let me take root 3 common. Okay, if you are taking root 3 common, this becomes cos 20 degrees by 2 minus root 3 sine 20 degrees by 2. Okay, just taking root 3 common. Here we can write this again as 1 by 2. I can take it as sine 30 degrees. Sine 30 cos 20. Similar way, root 3 by 2, we can take it as cos 30 degrees sine 20. So this becomes, let me write here, this becomes sine A cos B, cos A sine B. So sine A minus B. So that is root 3 sine of A is 30 minus B is 20 degrees. Right. Sine A minus cos B. So this becomes root 3 sine 10 degrees. So this is just the numerator part. Now numerator by denominator, if you are writing the answers here, we got the numerator, what we got as sine 10 degrees, and the denominator we have root 3 sine 10 degrees. So you can cancel off this. This becomes 1 by root 3, that is the RHS, right? So LHS is equal to RHS. So easily we can use the compound angles formula and sum and product transformations. Here this question is given here. Why? Because here we cannot involve the sum and product transformations because sine and cos are there. So you can do C and D formulas for sine and sine, cos and cos. Okay. So there we are going for the compound angles formula. Pause the video and note it down, and with this we will end the class here. In the next section, that is in the tomorrow's session, we will continue some more problems on sum and transformations. Okay, product transformation, sum and product transformations formula sums. Okay, thank you all.